Guys, welcome back. This is Nightwolf53, back here again with another What If. And before we start this part, someone did ask me to show them what they look like, in which I've set up an entire thing for. Enterprise, Queen Elizabeth, Nagato, Kaga, Akagi, Prince Eugen, Z-23, Ayanami. This is the Battleship Sirens, Observer A, Overlords, the Empress, or there's just a bigger version. Oh, and those are the two that we are going to be meeting in this one. So let's get back to the start page of this. Yes. Let us start this What If where we last left off. As Azuku finally hits the water, going full throttle, as everyone else behind him hits as well, going right after him. The first ones to catch up are the destroyers. They catch up quicker, but they back off after Azuku quickly learns how the secondaries work and start firing rapidly near the feet, hopefully trying to persuade him not to advance. As he keeps on going, he is then very much noticed that someone's not there. Everyone's there, but one is missing. And then he looks in front of him as the Empress appears. So, it seems running away isn't your best option here. I think I shall help everyone else with this little problem of ours. As she puts a finger onto his head, suddenly a static shock goes through him. It doesn't paralyze him nor really do anything to him. But he does notice one thing. He's starting to slow down, like his rudder's been shut off. He tries to go faster, but he won't start up again. Soon, he's tied up. Ropes are going around him, hauling him back to the land. Once he gets near the port, the observer... My bad. Amagi knocks him out. He wakes up in a room. He knows his room because this is the exact room he slept in. As you see figures all around him, as getting more frightened. What are you gonna do? As Enterprise comes out. Well, dear, what we want to. And since you look so much even cuter than before, we can't just hold back anymore. So let us get our release and we'll set you free. As he tries to think of what release, and then it clicks. You don't mean, yes. Ladies, let us have our fun. 8 hours later, we find Azuku waking up after a very long nap. Around him, he sees the girl is technical harem now of yandere girls. As he has added the sirens into it now, being the Empress and technically in the entire thing is Soccer Empire except the destroyers, because some of the destroyers. Because right now I am not wanting to get arrested for Azuku going out with those girls. If you know which ones I'm talking about, good for you. If you don't know, I'm not showing you because, well, why? Yeah, with Izuku's new form, he stands at about 5, or no, yeah, 5, no, 5'3", because his original height is 5'5", so he is actually shrunken even smaller, just, he's still pretty big. But yes. A couple hours pass and everyone starts to wake up, as they notice that the little boy is gone. It seems he ran off. I guess another chase might be in order. As this is Observer A. Being, yes, the one with tentacles and shit. As she walks into the kitchen with a robe on. Ah, what a delightful smell. Oh, you're up, it seems. As she looks over to the person making this. Tell the others to get up and I'll have breakfast ready. Oh, already making breakfast for all your girlfriends, it seems. Well, I know I'm not going to be able to get rid of any of y'all, and from what I'm getting, we have one more faction to see. From what I'm getting from what Nagato said from our last meeting. So we will have more on the way. Already inviting more girls into this. You know that's not very gentleman of you. Yes, but I'm guessing that they will be just like you girls. Willing to share in just the same amount of possessionists that y'all have. Oh, you know us so well. As Azuku cooks breakfast for the girls, and they all, of course, give him a kiss as he goes back into the kitchen to finish off all the dishes and clean up. As he walks in, give me a sec. Ooh, I almost sneezed there. Yes, as he walks in, he sees that Z23 is taking care of some of the dishes. Z23, shouldn't you be, out there eating with all the others? Yes, but I will need to help you in here. It is proper etiquette, after all. Well, I must thank you. No problem, dearest. As she tries to turn around and give him a kiss, as she can't really find a place to give him. His face is covered in mostly red and pink, but it has some blue, some aquamarine, black, yellow, white, and there's like so many different types of lipstick that I don't even know. Women only know that much, but damn, I don't. Yes. As both of them finish up, and Azuku gives her a kiss on the forehead. Thank you for helping me, Z23. It's not a problem. Oh, also Azuku. Yes, Z23. You'll be needed at Iron Blood base today to meet with our two. Well, yes, you will be needed at Iron Blood today to have a meeting with our top ranks. May I ask for their names? Yes. It will be Bismarck and her sister Tirpitz with carrier Graf Zeppelin. Alright then, I'll make sure to get this clean and tell the others that I'll be going to Iron Blood with you and Prince Eugen. Thank you, sir. As Z23 leaves. Give me a sec, I need to go get a picture for Graf Zeppelin. Alright, this is Graf Zeppelin. So I'll go ahead and go back to that. So yes. As Azuku gets done with the kitchen finally, he calls a meeting with everyone. As they all come into the meeting room, meeting with technically their commander. Alright, everyone. I do have something to say. And what is that? Today I have been promised to go over to the island Ironblood base for a week. To set up arrangements with Ironblood to join the faction. Faction? Yes. Basically, the faction between Azur Lane, Crimson Axis, and the Sirens. Having a mutual trade in it. Where all three factions will live in peace during the siege. Of course, the rest of the details will be on later, but for now it will stay mutual, to where the seas are not owned by any single person, but rather owned by all. That doesn't mean everyone could just make their own rules. Basically, no one owns the ocean. We just go ahead and trade on it. That doesn't seem that bad. So, when will we all be going? I'm sorry, Miss Empress, but I will be going alone with Z23 and Prince Eugen, so I can go ahead and talk to Mans over there. Everyone could technically go back to their own bases if need to. The Sirens can either stay at Sakura or Azur Lane's base, but I will need to be going into this alone. Aww. As everyone's trying to make their own agreement, decisions on whether or not someone should go, should they all go, or if they shouldn't even involve Ironblood, but Azuku insists that Ironblood needs to join. But yes, as the meeting comes to a close, they decide that fine, Azuku will go with Prince Eugen and Z23 to Ironblood, while the rest would stay here. Yes, I know that's not a yandere trait all the way, but we need to give him just a little bit of slack in his leash. That's a very funny pun. But yes. The sea trail to Ironblood is, it is a long ways away. And due to Azuku's state, he is technically a Crimson Access ship. His form being of a 9-tailed fox, or a 12-tailed fox, with an Ironblood ship. And he doesn't look directly like the picture showing. It is a lot darker colors. His hair is it's a black. His tails are black as well, with white tips. Just to give him more detail. He wears instead of his Agachi robe, he wears a German uniform, like Prince Eugen and Bismarck would wear. But he can change between Japanese wear and his German wear. It is very easy he'll wear his German his German clothing for more disputes, meetings, or in some casual settings. While his Takashi, I forgot how you say it, it's some type of robe, they're more of lounging around, sleep, and stuff like that. But yes, Azuku would get there with Prince Eugen and Z23, as they would be welcomed by Bismarck, Tirpitz, and Graf Zeppelin. You must be Azuku. Yes, I am. It is a pleasure to meet you, Miss Bismarck, Miss Tirpitz, and Miss Zeppelin, Graf Zeppelin, Oh, please, dear. Call me Zeppelin. Alright, Miss Zeppelin. So, it seems we'll have a meeting today, but that will not be later on. Yes, this meeting will not be until near 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, you can park your ship in one of the docks, and Prince Eugen in C-23. Yes, ma'am? You can go lounge around a bit. It must have been a tiresome, well, chore to get him here. Yes, ma'am. As they both go off and park their ships in the docks. As Azuku's looking around for a dock to place her ship in, he can't find one. What is wrong, Azuku? Well, Miss Bismarck, you don't have a bigger dockyard? What do you mean? Well, my ship's pretty unique. What do you mean? Well, from what you see, I'm kind of both of Sakura and Ironblood. And I do have a form of Sakura, but my ship is Ironblood. And it's a bit big. Oh dear, don't worry. My, well, older sister, she is quite devious, and her ship is pretty big. So, we had to make a special dock for her. But she doesn't have it in use right now since she always keeps her ship around her. Maybe you could use that one. As they go over to the special dockyard. It's big alright, just not enough. Bigger than my oldest sister. May I ask for her name? Ah, her name is FDR, or Frederick de Grossa. She is a wonderful older sister. She almost resembles a mother figure sometimes, but may we see the ship we are having to deal with? Sure. As he undoes the ship around him, as it goes off and assembles back into the ship it was. As compared to the ships inside of port, they look like, well, puny. It's like putting a freaking rock, like a, what is it? Compared to Bismarck, it's like putting a guy that normally works out against a sumo wrestler. You know which one's going to win because one has a lot more weight behind it. As the width is already impressive enough, not even going to fit in, as the link would still be out a couple yards. So, that's a ship. Indeed. May I ask for the specifications for the ship? Well, its name is Grossa Kurfurst, being my name as well, but I go by Azuku mostly. I have just received this ship a week back from having the meeting with the Sirens. The Sirens? Our sworn enemy. You had to deal with them. Yes. We are more allies now than enemies. We are hoping to get you to sign an agreement pact to, instead of owning the ocean, share the ocean with them. Because no one would own the ocean, it's just that everyone would be able to sail and kind of be on it. Alright, let's do that at the meeting. First, I think it'd be best to not leave your ship inside of the port, since it just being out there would block most ship. Well, Not most, but mostly all ships, except our submarines and some destroyers, from getting out. Alright, ma'am. As Grosso Kurfurst would come back to him, the ship would surround him once again, being in a bigger size than Frederick de Grossa. As the giant shark battleship would go around him. Alright, off we go. As they walked around the island, seeing which way here and there, they would finally get to the meeting. Finally, the meeting. So, Azuku, this meeting will be upholding the contract between Ironblood / Crimson Axis and the Sirens in Azur Lane. Yes, ma'am. Is there any benefits to this? Well, the ocean's free to use, of course. No one owns it, and, well, there won't be any more attacks from sirens soon. There won't be any more attacks from sirens. Very good, very good. Now, we will agree to this. As they would agree to this, and go along with the day, of course. But soon nighttime would come. Azuku would be shown to his quarters as he would get into his bed. Soon he would see 3 dark shadows enter his room. Huh? Who's there? Oh dear. It seems we are caught. Who is that? As the 3 come into the light. Bismarck, Zeppelin, and Tirpitz? Yes, it is us. Now, darling, how about you stay quiet for us and let us really show you the emotions and strength of Ironblood. As the night would be filled with passion, as Tirpitz was an interesting battleship indeed. Even though being sister to Bismarck, she had a very cold touch to her. Being that she was given the title the Lone Queen of the North. If you get that reference, I love y'all. And Bismarck was, of course, just an amazing ride of a time. With Zeppelin being a real workout for anyone, really. It didn't matter if it was Azuku or not. I mean, he had stamina, but she could go on for hours in this little game. As the morning rise would set up on the next day, seeing that 2 white-haired women and 1 blonde would be in bed with this lovely fellow. As they were awake, Azuku, dear, darling, honey, you were very, very scavish last night. You showed us your Ironblood side, and some of your sakura with your tails. And we definitely showed you our full might of Ironblood. But I must give you a warning with this power of yours, or really, your turning rudder. Our older sister, Frederick de Grossa, and Prince Eugen's older sister, Rune, and another sister of Graf Zeppelin, August von Persson. Yes, von Percival. And the last sister being, well, let me see, I really have to get this correctly. Augen, it's Agir. Auger. they are all wanting to speak to you today. And I'm hoping that the meeting goes over well, of course, but I wonder how the meeting between you and them four will be during the night meeting. You don't have to worry about that, Bismarck. The meeting will go over fine since we have it at 4, but if I'm guessing what you are going for, then your sisters are just like you. And I will be ready. Good. Now come here. As they would squeeze him in between their bosoms, as he would try to pull his face from their cleavage, but it was all in vain. As a minute goes by and he is out of breath, he is completely knocked out for the next 10 minutes. As the girls would get up putting on their clothing and let the young commander wake up for next nightly activities with their older sisters. But that part, but their older sisters will have to wait for the next part. Like I said, he will meet with them in the next part. Y'all all know their names, and I will show you their pictures the next part. I know this one was a bit shorter and maybe just a little bit different, but I will try to do better next time. And what I'm going to do with him in his normal world with all these girls. To give y'all the real truth, I don't even know what I'm going to do, but I'll try my best in normal My Hero Academia with these Azurlane girls. The best thing I can say is that I can do is that I could try different things. So that'll be it, and like, subscribe if you want to. I mean, it's not an option. Hey, that's dislike. Oh wait, no, YouTube disabled that because of some other things, but yeah, I guess have a very great day, and I hope y'all all howl at the moon, so we might all see each other again, my various wolf pack.